just 1 of 7 from the field is Vince Carter. Spent his first 6.5 years with Toronto, wanted out of the organization, and in 2.5 years for the Nets has played well as they get a basket on the other end with Nachbar, and Kidd has 8 assists already.
He's just so special. He talks about the fact that this is his second best year in 6 in New Jersey. He said, I'm just smarter. I've got a better understanding of where to pick my spots. Inside to Jefferson and in the open floor, as good a decision maker as you'll find in the league.
But TJ Ford had 14 in the opening quarter, and Ford starts the second period on the bench. Morris Peterson, the only current Raptor that was on that 2002 playoff team, and Nachbar getting it from Marcus Williams.
Defense turning to offense by New Jersey, and Marcus Williams, an outstanding passer. That's the pace he likes to play at.
A rare assist by someone other than Jason. It was a shot clock violation before it hit Marcus Williams' knee.
Now, New Jersey will go up tempo. Both of these teams will look to get out in transition. Nice job by Nachbar to give it up and get it back.
Raptors back on D, and now Boone trying to set up the pick and roll with Williams. Nachbar for 3. And the Nets have an 11-point lead.
Now, he has made huge shots throughout the course of the Nets' ability to get back into this season. When they were sensational late, he was stretching defenses with that long ball.
Largest lead of the game for New Jersey.
Is in help defense, and Nachbar's ability to stretch defenses. He can take some pressure off the big 3 when he makes those shots.
Here's a great touch pass off an offensive rebound. Here the swipe of TJ Ford. And again, leading the transition, leading the break. Guys want to run the floor and fill lanes when they know they're going to get the basketball. Nobody in the league does it any better than Jason Kidd. Had a huge impact on this game.
And New Jersey is not making any adjustments. On any screen and roll, they are going underneath. So that shot opportunity is going to be there for TJ Ford.
Nachbar, nice move on the baseline by Nachbar.
We've seen him go off the bounce. And what you have to do with Nachbar is you have to get out and contest. And closing out under control to prohibit the dribble drive is a very tough thing to do.
9 points for Nachbar. And remember, he hit his first 2 shots of the game from the outside. So he's just 2 of 8 since that time. Nachbar, strong drive, got fouled. Foul on Dixon is his first.
Now, this is just huge that the New Jersey Nets, without a great contribution from Vince Carter, whose level had been so high for 6 weeks, still have an advantage, a double-digit advantage here as we're starting to end the 3rd period.
Since Carter went out with his 4th foul with 9.5 minutes to go in this quarter, New Jersey has stretched its lead from 4 to 12. Nachbar got the second one. 13-point lead for New Jersey. 10-second difference between the game and shot clock. It's a 1-point game. We've not been tied since early in the first. And the Nets without a field goal in almost 7 minutes. Ford on the bench right now as Calderon continues to run the point for Toronto. Carter to Nachbar has had a big game today and a big shot from the corner. A 3 for Boki Nachbar. 4-point net lead.
If you've watched New Jersey play over the last 6 weeks, the guy who's been stretching defenses and making huge shots is Boki Nachbar.
That's 14 for him. He averaged 13 against the Raptors, 9 against everybody else in the NBA during the regular year. And Toronto is in the penalties. Nets have only committed 2 team fouls.
Now, we saw a play earlier where Nachbar banged his neck into Mikey Moore. Now, remember on March 28th, he had a strained neck. And in this particular instance, he comes up and he's holding that neck. This is a guy who has been huge, made big shots for them when they've played great basketball. Now, you get some rest in between games in the NBA playoffs, but this guy's crucial. You wonder how that neck reacts.
A personal postseason best, 15 points now for Nachbar.
Bargnani, and he bumps into his teammate, Mikey Moore.
Nachbar goes 2 for 2. And the Nets have scored 6 straight. take a 7-point lead for the Raptors. ABC, Miami, Chicago, doubleheader on.
Vince Carter is 1 for 7. Ford weaving inside, and Kidd slapped it out of his hands. It's a 4-on-1. Nachbar with a finish.
Nachbar has been one of the players that has keyed this New Jersey's late season run. Chuck has been playing outstanding basketball, and against the Raptors this season, shooting about 43% from 3, averaging 13 a game.
Raps have committed 4 turnovers.
Peterson's posture, hand on the hip, not very aggressive, and all in jest.
Peterson, 3 ball. Raps are 0 for 5. New Jersey 1 for 7 behind the arc, and Nachbar running the floor. I love his game. He has really developed.
And he's a perfect fit for New Jersey. He's struggled around the league, especially with Houston. But in New Jersey, getting up and down the floor, getting passes from Williams and Jason Kidd, he thrives.
Nachbar. And the trailer arrives in Boone and Wright. Bosch will check in momentarily. He left at the 6-minute mark first quarter with his second foul. Nachbar. He buries it. He went 15 of his last 22 in regular season play.
Well, you like players that understand their role. Nachbar knows where his shots come from. He's very comfortable, and what he does a lot better than people give him credit for is run the floor. He gets up and down and looks for his opportunities.
This is a 19-9 run second quarter for New Jersey.
Help and recovery, and then check out at the other end of the floor. Nachbar spotting up, burying the 3. He's saying, give me the ball. Let me get us going here.
TJ Ford with 21. Nachbar against Joey Graham with a layup. That is too easy. Just too easy.
Yeah, and Sam Mitchell really letting his frustration with Joey Graham show right now. Sam just shaking his head. Joey Graham too athletic to allow Nachbar to get to the basket that easy. Give Kidd credit for players like Wright excelling. He's seeing matchups, he's seeing advantages, and he's making sure the ball gets to whoever has the most advantageous situation for themselves.
Leo, can we get back to Bosch for a second?
He's had some matchups that I think are in his favor, and he hasn't necessarily approached them the right way. He has to be aggressive right now. He has to go into attack mode.
Do you feel when Bosch picked up the second foul at the 6:01 mark first quarter that threw him off his game, threw the Raps off?
It appears that it has. No question.
Nets by 1. Giving it up, Nachbar. Big shot, Boštjan Nachbar. He's accustomed to having the rock in his hands at crunch time. He has done a marvelous job for the Nets, closing out ball games, including the one Wednesday in Chicago.
The offensive rebound.
So Nachbar at the free throw line, an 80% shooter. He played under Maurizio Garradini for Benetton Treviso for 2 years. He played with Jorge Garbajosa as well, and Maurizio Garradini has the utmost respect.
No, he talks about Nachbar as if he's one of his sons, Chuck. He brought him along, he nurtured him, and helped him get to the NBA. And here, as an NBA player, doing a great job down the stretch in an expanded role for New Jersey.
Yep. Richard Jefferson really burned the Raps in that first half.
The Nets by as many as 5 as we hit the halfway point of this second quarter. Moore off the Carter miss. Nachbar, who could hit from just about anywhere, buries the 3. Boki Nachbar, 11th during the regular season at 3-point percentage. What do you see here?
I think Calderon still getting involved, and boy, they were upset, that call. Scott Foster just jumped on it. But you notice the little cushion to give Nachbar?
Do have a shooting foul here. Do have a shooting foul on Chris Humphreys of the Raptors. We'll take a timeout.
Always being ready.
Is a pair of those in game 1. An average 3-point shooter during the regular season. And the Raptors now in front by 1.
Now, Bosch is helping too much. You can't leave Nachbar that look. You see him shading. Get up on him.
11th during the regular season. Boy, what a big 3 he hit late in game 1.
From Carter. People forget how he's improved with his passing.
Bosch forced to pass out of the double team. Peterson, wow, what a play by Carter to rip it away. Bargnani yet to get untracked.
Tough delivery there. Nachbar right up on him. This is where he's
Nachbar on the
tough.
floor, and he heaved it through. Boštjan Nachbar, call him Boki, his 5th year from Slovenia. It's been a breakout year for him.
Sure. Well, Rod Thorne said he just didn't have confidence, and now he does. What an acquisition, and put it on the deck beautifully.
I think both bench came in and played well. Boki Nachbar for the Nets has had some big threes.
There's one right there. 2 threes and a dunk, Patrick. Looking good for Boki Nachbar. And it's 36-33 Nets over Raptors at the half. Vince Carter, former Raptor, leads everybody with 11, but the shooting not good for him. Just 4 of 11. Richard Jefferson, 0 of 5.
TJ Ford has 6 assists. A far cry from only 2. Starting point guard in game 1. And he's got a lot of minutes here. I get to see Jose Calderon as Nachbar continues to do his thing. He's got 11.
That Mark Sam Mitchell is going to Bosch. Get up on me. Throwing the arms out there. You can't give him any cushion.
That was for 3 for Boki Nachbar, and the Nets now 7 of 13 from beyond. That's very impressive. Boy, Kidd, terrific hands to take it away. A 3 will tie it for New Jersey.
Always looking. Good ball moving against the open look.
Nachbar rolling in and a foul. They'll get 3 that way as Nachbar exploding to the goal. He's got 13 off the bench, and he'll go to the line looking for one more.
And a clinic put on that trip. Ball reversal, great shooter. You run out on the close, put it on the deck, and get to the rim and then the giveaway. Well, pretty solid trip.
Boki Nachbar having the time of his life as a New Jersey Net. He struggled early in his career, but not now. The breakout season, 16 in game 1. He's got 14 tonight, and we're locked at 68.
Stepping up a little here lately, isn't it? Both ends.
Parker to the floor, and nothing to show for it. Nets look to go in front.
The steps, good call.
Yep, traveling violation.
He caught 3, Mark, and then saw the opening.
15 New Jersey turnovers was their average per game. And who's getting the 4th quarter minutes?
Yeah,
it's the backup, Calderon. Raptors nudge ahead by a bucket. Nachbar for the lead. Got it!
Once again, drive, pinch, ball reversal. Get the puppy set.
Boki Nachbar hammers home the 3. He's got 17. The Nets win. They'll do it on their 3-point shooting. They have 8 bombs in this game.
And remember, Magic was 6'8". He's 6'4", and he just gets in there and he battles. Long rebounds, he owns.
Marcus Williams now trusted with the offense. Nachbar from outside.
Well, this offense right now is really firing on all cylinders, and it's not just Vince Carter. We talked about him being aggressive. The whole team's making the effort to try and get to the paint. Things going, trying to make things happen.
Calderon 4 for 4 with 8 points for the Raptors, and I don't think it's offense that's their problem right now. It's trying to guard Vince Carter. Right now, Dixon guarding him. Nachbar with a nice show and go and knocks down the jumper.
All the way around the perimeter. You start off in the post, force a double team, pass it around, make the defense scramble and chase, and Nachbar with a nice job of showing the ball, pump fake, wide open 19-footer. Beautiful ball movement.
Mitchell calls out the play. Despite all the vitriol that he's faced and from the people that still reside in Toronto, nice steal by Mikey Moore. That might have been an over and back. Nachbar with the finger roll.
That was really, really close, but that's what happens when 7-footers handle the ball to lead the break. It's like hot potato. Let me get to someone who knows what the heck they're doing out here.
Late back up to 16.
Anytime you wind up, you're going to get one, and you start going up around the head, then you're going to start talking about money coming out of your wallet.
Kidd into Nachbar. Boki Nachbar with a sweeping move to the bucket. Extending. Late back up to 15. Nachbar with 9. Boy, the Raptors just can't get a stop.
Played well in game 1, struggled in game 2, but that guy, Jason Kidd, along with Carter, have been the story. Marcus Williams, a very talented offensive player, but you can't attack him on the defensive side. Nachbar, a deep 3, nothing but nylon. Boštjan Nachbar shooting 56% behind the stripe.
Yeah, nice setup by Richard Jefferson. He put the ball on the floor and got his teammate a great look.
Calderon is 4 for 4. He's playing solid pressure defense on the ball as well.
I think he's an underrated defender, no question.
Nachbar with a bump. And a score just inside the arc. Boštjan Nachbar.
Playing with a lot of poise right now. Very comfortable. Knows where his shots come from. Great at getting people to leave their feet when they're running at him, as we saw. Nachbar with a great look.
On a bad pass, intercepted by Mikey Moore. Here's Nachbar to the rim. Finger roll up and good. This reminds me, Leo, of the first game in Toronto in transition.
You're right, Chuck. New Jersey got out and ran in this ball game. They are doing a great job in transition. At least 16 points on fast break. It looked like that last reach was inadvertent.
Let's see if the Nets capitalize off this flagrant. Nachbar slicing, running, and scoring on a curl. Boštjan Nachbar with 9.
He got up on that too, Chuck. Right up and over Chris Bosh in this ball game. And how about this move by Boštjan Nachbar into the paint? And strong move up over the top.
He is such a fluid player. I mean, when you look with Brian Colangelo, Maurizio Garridini looking on, you look at the big picture, Leo, an X factor that's developed in this series through 3 games. Boštjan Nachbar is really stepping up.
Somebody Maurizio Garridini knows very, very well. Speaks of him almost like a son from his days over in Italy.
Nachbar played with Jorge Garbajosa. Played under Maurizio Garridini's Benetton Treviso for a couple of years, and you're right, they have a very close relationship.
He's just found a good situation. A lot of teams he's been on, Chuck, in the NBA, he's just a spot-up shooter. But when you're playing with New Jersey, with Jason Kidd and Vince Carter, you can do a lot more than just stand around and take jump shots. They get out and run. They give him a lot of scoring opportunities, and now you're seeing his versatility.
And Leo, just to cap things off on Nachbar, the irony of it is he was drafted in 2001 with a 15th pick by Houston, and the man that the Raptors traded, Hakeem Olajuwon, the Raptors sent the first and second round picks to the Rockets, and they used that pick for Nachbar.
Magic Johnson and John Stockton hold that mark. We're talking playoff competition. Moore not able to handle the one-bounce pass and took a shot in the head, recovered by Kidd. Carter with the look away, and Nachbar scores.
Everything's going for New Jersey. Once again, the play starts with Jason Kidd, who intercepts that outlet pass. But they've got to get a spark somehow. They just look like they're lifeless out there right now.
Toronto team that had an excellent regular season. Nachbar for 3. Boštjan Nachbar from downtown, and the Nets now have a 20-point lead. Ball back to the Raptors. Boštjan Nachbar has been on target with the 3-point shot. He's hit critical threes throughout the season. Bargnani getting inside on Jefferson, could not finish.
And that's eventually where he's going to have to become a really strong player on the block. A little bit like Dirk Nowitzki. Reminds you of Dirk when he was a rookie. Nachbar knocks down another 3. But Bargnani, multi-skill. The only thing you don't want is for everything to get really sloppy. You don't want anybody to get hurt, but you don't want sloppy play to creep in here. You've been so sharp all night long. You just want to be solid here the last 9 minutes.
Nachbar for 3. That's solid.
That is solid, and that's three-pointer number 14. 14 out of 25. Unbelievable shooting.
3 of 4 from downtown for Nachbar.
He's shooting 28% in this series coming into the game, and one of the reasons Sam Mitchell started him is not only did he want a spark from Bargnani, but he wanted to give him playoff experience. He's part of his future as the Nets will get called for an offensive foul.
Moore had it knocked away, and Moore is hurt on the play. Kidd the steal. Carter. No look. Nachbar filling the lane.
That's a hard foul, but it's not a flagrant foul. And Jason Kidd, you can tell when he's ready to play basketball. Reading the passing lane, coming up with the steal, getting it going, and then Carter with the no-look pass to Nachbar, able to finish. Look, where is he looking at?
Kidd weaving over the timeline. The drop-off for Carter on the baseline, underneath to Mikey Moore. Stripped. Bargnani with the steal, then he threw it away to Kidd. Here is Carter. The no-look. Nachbar with a layup.
Nachbar, great job of moving. Vince Carter, 4th assist in the game. In this series, Chuck. He was very important to the Raptors in their stretch run.
Jefferson slashing in. Nachbar, 3 ball. They are superb at that draw and kick.
Well, they're playing unselfish basketball. They're not afraid to give it up to get their teammates a better shot.
Tapped out by Moore. Good attempt by Andrea. Richard Jefferson. And the trailer is Antoine Wright. Nachbar. As soon as that ball was released from his hand, you could tell from this angle it was going down.
But notice the ball doesn't stop. Every guy that gets it attacks, kicks, but nobody's holding it for the defense to get set.
Three-point shooting has been the story. 7-1 in favor of New Jersey. I mean, Leo, that is 21-3. That is a huge gap.
Huge gap, but the reason, and they're not forcing or just jacking up long threes. They're getting great shots. Watch the movement as the Nets come down. First, you try to get into the lane. Then you get a little dribble penetration. Kick it back out. You've got one of the better three-point shooters just lined up and waiting to fire. 13 assists for the New Jersey Nets. Player that hasn't played the same in this series as he did down the stretch of the season. He as well needs to get going.
Yes, and we have criticized the Raptors for their body language. I am not going to criticize Andrea Bargnani's body language. He is
in Toronto first 2 games, just 17 points, 30% shooting, only 20% from 3. On a season very similar in Toronto, but he's been on fire in New Jersey. Can he bring it on Tuesday to the Air Canada Center?
Puts an awful lot of pressure on them in Game 6, if it happens, to win that game and avoid a trip back up here.
Calderon not able to hit from the three-point range. Here's Nachbar with a strong move, and he's fouled by Bargnani.
Lots of time, obviously. I mean, an eternity. And for New Jersey, it's a matter of corralling Toronto a little bit. The Nets defense has really dramatically improved, not only in the playoffs, but the last couple of weeks of the season. But tonight, I think they were just sort of caught off guard with the smaller lineup, the quickness, the speed of Toronto, and the crowd. I mean, the Raptors used the energy. And it wasn't anything that was a surprise to Lawrence Frank, but they just got beaten to the punch.
Here's Chris Humphries coming on as for national coverage of the NBA playoffs this week. Here at TNT, we'll have postseason doubleheaders tomorrow night and then Thursday night, while ESPN will have playoff coverage on Friday night. ABC will have coverage.
And if you can get a couple of those jumpers to go, it would be huge for the Raptors.
Juan Dixon acquired in a deal for Fred Jones that was back in late February. Acquired for the Blazers. That will count, and a foul. Strong move by Nachbar, not able to hit from the perimeter. And he has been adept at taking it to the rim.
Well, that's why he's such an effective player. He can shoot the three, but he can also do this. Put it on the floor and get all the way to the rim. Looked like Dixon did a nice job of getting there in time. We couldn't see his feet, but that's always such a subjective call.
Dixon commits his first. Nachbar at the line looking for the three-point play. Boštjan Nachbar, who was picked up by the Nets late last season following 2.5 years with the Rockets. Also played for the Hornets. Did not get much playing time last year, but has come off the bench. And as you mentioned, Steve, has been very effective through the regular season and the postseason. And it's a 15-point Toronto lead.
Yeah, nice job in the studio, guys. Everybody I know says I stay up to watch the studio show regardless of what happens in the games. Those guys are so good. Nachbar with the jumper. And Ernie does such a great job. You mentioned to me.
He'll be crying somewhere. Fourth quarter is underway. Peterson changed his mind. Moore picked it off. Nachbar able to get to it and draws the foul. Good job by Nachbar as he and Peterson raced it down, and Nachbar will head to the line.
Now this game is still very much in doubt. I mean, the Raptors have played so well here tonight, but they've got to play almost flawlessly down the stretch because you know the Nets run is coming. Good defense there. Nice pass for Moore. And crowd's not real thrilled. They just saw that replay on the screen. Little bump from Peterson. That's all it took.
That's 4 on Peterson. Nachbar at 81% free throw shooter. There's Jose Calderon coming on for Derek Martin.
Bosch in foul trouble. You're seeing a Raptors team that's being led by a group of guys that really has not performed well so far in this series. So they've come up big, but they've got to continue to do it for another quarter.
The Nets have that lead down to 10. They've trailed by as many as 20.
Calderon. And down the floor is Nachbar, slices it inside, and Bargnani fouls him.
Nachbar has that nice package where he's a threat from deep, yet he's not afraid to put the ball on the floor. You're seeing in this series the versatility of a guy who stands about 6'9". They can do so many different things on the floor. Very unselfish player as well. It doesn't take a lot of bad looks. Tries to get his teammates involved. It can create for them as well.
Who started going to the bench scoreless in 13 minutes. It's amazing, Leo, New Jersey, the dichotomy of their offensive scheme from transition to half court. Half court, they're very methodical, a jump shooting team, no really interior presence. When they're running the break with a big three, they're effective, but they have not been able to get out and run tonight.
Well, the problem for Toronto, however, while in New Jersey, the Nets were tremendous in their half court because they did a great job of driving, getting into the seams, and kicking it out to the open man. And when they were aggressive going to the basket, it really put the Raptors on their heels. We referred to it earlier that when you come into a game off the bench, when you've been struggling, take your time. Don't rush to get your first shot off.
Nachbar puts it on the floor, up and in. Count it, the foul. You know, there are times, Leo, when Nachbar settles for that three ball, he's pretty good off the dribble.
He really has been exceptional off the dribble in this series. He is far more than a guy that just stands out there and knocks the shot down. He's got good size, and he's been extremely physical. A little step over to the left a little sooner would have had a charge for Juan Dixon. But right now, if you're the Raptors, who are you focusing in on? Nachbar is a player that really you have to watch out, especially based on the numbers in this series. And Jason Kidd back in the game, he's going to look to push tempo.
Absolutely. I would think Kidd is option one. Nachbar is two. Raptors shooting 59%. Nachbar off the bounce. I like what the Nets are doing offensively, Leo, but defensively, they've got to find a way to get the ball out of Calderon's hands.
Right, and also the Raptors can't relax on a player like Nachbar. That was just a little too easy.
Peterson. He threw it away, and the lead passed. Nachbar flips it up, and Peterson fouls him.
Fourth foul now for Mo Peterson.
Leo, I think you called it. This is a situation right now for the Raptors. They've got multiple players in foul trouble.
And not much of a foul, but a hand on the body. Trying to slow down, but you can't leverage yourself against the offensive player, especially when he's throwing that ball up to the basket.
Leo, the Raptors have three players with 4 fouls in Peterson, Bosch, and Graham. He has been a non-factor tonight.
Well, he really never had a chance to get it going, Chuck.
His tumble with Vince Carter landing on him. Ford, the other point guard at the table. The lob for Bosch, who could not squeeze it. Kidd, Jefferson, Nachbar. Ball never touched the floor. Tied at 19.
Nachbar has come in. He's shooting a great high percentage in threes. He did it down the stretch in the regular season, and he's also doing it in the playoffs. When he's going to the basket, good things are happening. He's getting fouled. He's getting on the line.
Kidd, who's taken over this segment of the game. Nachbar was denied from 3 all game 5. And able to draw the foul here on Joey Graham.
You know, Nachbar very quick, Mike. He's a heads-up player, and he not only is a three-point threat, but that was excellent give-and-go basketball. Now, if we were down the park, you would really appreciate that. Mainly because it was a back to Jason Kidd. You thought you had nothing. The defenders turned their head. Nachbar right to the front of the rim looking for the pass.
Boštjan Nachbar, who was traded a couple of times, acquired from Houston. Trade with New Orleans as well for Linton Johnson, Cash, and Mark Jackson. Not our colleague Mark Jackson, but the other one, the big tall Mark Jackson, the 6'10" guy. But Nachbar was lost in this rotation last year. And he ended up playing this year. Speaking of Mark Jackson, he'll be on Spurs Suns Game 1 with Mike Green on ABC. Mark working the Nets local telecast tonight. But it's been nice to see Nachbar emerge, not just as a three-point threat, but attacking the rim as well.
Well, with Richie Jefferson missing so many games, that's where he got his opportunity, and he took advantage. 0 turnovers. Fantastic.
Coaches like that. 4 seconds, the difference, game and shot clock. Let's see what the Nets go to out of the timeout. Carter's been very quiet in the half. Kidd slapped it to Nachbar. Boštjan Nachbar breaks the over 8 slide behind the arc. Either way tonight. Biggest lead of the game, as a matter of fact, was 6. 5 to shoot. Peterson. Bad pass by Ford. Here is Nachbar, who's attacked the rim this year. Largest lead of the night for Jersey.
See, when Nachbar comes in the game, he gives you not only a three-point shooter, but he's extremely athletic in the open court. Everyone rotates, he picks out the correct guy. Now this is just a great move, and then a sprint. Now Nachbar is showing you his athleticism. He just blew by TJ Ford.
The foul on Mikey Moore.
He missed 17 games, but they do not make the run. And that's where we said, where they ended up 34 and 17. Without Bargnani playing great basketball, whether he played at power forward or the center position.
Nachbar hits the three. So Nachbar, who was ice cold behind the line, has hit 2 triples. And it's a 7-point lead.
Like, this guy energizes the team. He energizes them, whether he's playing with the first unit or the second unit. The fast break points are 14-1. And then the Nets are complicating it because they've already made 8 3-pointers.
Nachbar feeling it. Struck him in again. So Boki Nachbar, who had gone 0 for 8. The end of Game 5 and the start of Game 6 and behind the line. 3 of 4. He's in his last three. Clark had to call the outside. One right. So Nachbar could have ended this series on Tuesday night in Toronto. Vince Carter, 2-point game. The defense came to him. Get to Nachbar, who's a terrific shooter this season. Full confidence. He missed that one. It was the right move, wasn't it, Coach?
Absolutely. He was wide open. He takes the shot. A lot of people here in the metropolitan area question it. They thought that Vince Carter should have attacked the rim and not passed the ball, but look for a shot. But Nachbar wide open, and you can see the confidence the young man has. He did not hesitate since he's been in this game, Mike. Come on, he's 3 for 4 in threes. He's in double figures, and he has been a major spark for the Nets.
Ford bangs them both to the line. It's an 8-point lead for New Jersey. And, part of the nice story of the Nets with Jefferson, Carter, and Kidd, their big 3, is they really supply confidence, especially Kidd, to the guys like Nachbar and Mikey Moore, who do a lot of dirty work, but also who do a lot of finishing.
In semifinals against Cleveland or Game 7 against the Raptors. There's Carter sizing up Peterson. Double. Nachbar a 3. Bottom!
When you play it the right way. Vince Carter, 2 guys have to contain him. Boštjan Nachbar, the beneficiary of a wide open jump shot because